Hey Motive Nation, Nick Parr here with you again in Grand Rapids, Michigan at Spectrum Lanes, and today I want to go over something that is very important and I think you will all benefit from this. It's going to be talking about what your pin leaves are telling you as far as your ball reaction goes and how you can adapt based on what pins you're leaving or how you're seeing the lanes front to back and side to side. So I've got a freshly oiled lane here. I've got some balls with me. I have no idea what I'm throwing on, but I'm just going to start and see if I can dissect what the pattern's telling me. Where the oil is, where the friction is, and how I need to play them. So I'm going to start with an evoke. Not a bad shape. Liked how it read the lane. It was really controllable. Got off the friction down lane pretty well. Saw it deflect a little bit. So you could see, if you go back and watch the video again, maybe even in slow-mo, you can see that the ball does deflect towards the 9 and not go towards the 8. That's maybe telling me that my asym is locking up and not continuing through the pins. So based off that, I could either rotate it more with my hand so that it's not as forward off the end of the pattern, or I could throw symmetric. So I'm gonna try the option of throwing a symmetric ball because I actually didn't hate that shape. Like to do the same thing with my hand. See if the symmetric is the option. So if that's the case, I'm going to switch down to a Venom Shock. I feel like this is going to be a rounder motion overall. It should go through the pins a little bit better, not be so forward down lane as long as it's strong enough. So let's see. Just as I expected, rounder motion overall. I think I can work with that. Maybe I could move a little bit closer to the friction, so just move a little right, see if I can get it to go a little bit more high flush. So let's try that. So I wrap 10, ball definitely got a little too forward down lane, so maybe there's just too much friction and it's just burning up and not continuing as much as I'd like. So maybe the solids aren't the right option. I'd probably throw some pearl, see if it's gonna store a little bit more and come off that friction harder and be the right shape. All right, so like I said, based off that last one where I wrapped 10, I'd probably go to a pearl. So what better option than just changing only the cover, going from Venom Shock to a Hyper Venom. So same core, obviously layout's a little different, but still same core numbers. So this should be a little bit cleaner, store a little bit more, and be a little bit stronger down lane compared to that Venom Shock. Okay, trip 4 is a righty's best friend. Learned that in college when I was at Wichita, and definitely something that stuck with me. It tells me that we're close. Not a bad ball reaction, not a bad shape on the lane. That was really high flush 4-pin that I tripped out, so I would move left off that. This ball definitely is storing more and coming off the friction a little bit harder, so that's just forcing me a little bit further left in order to compensate for that. Again, another trip 4. Chris Prather, you'd be proud. So it was a move, but maybe not a big enough one. Tells me I could probably keep going left. So the solid balls were absolutely burning up. That's why they got a little too forward down lane. So my window's not as big. This Hyper Venom gives me a little bit bigger window down lane because I know it's gonna get there a lot easier, storing energy because it's a cleaner cover. And because of that, it's gonna have a stronger motion off the end of the pattern, which is why I'm tripping 4 pins instead of, wrap 10 or flat 10. Okay, so I made the move off the trip 4s. 6-pin did its job there, slapped out the 10. I think that's a really good shape for me. Even if I get a little bit slower, it's still gonna be the right shape because that one almost flat 10'd, but the 6 did its job, got a corner out. So I think I'm in the right ball and right area of the lane. I would stay there until I get forced to keep going left and chase it. And then I have balls weaker than this that I could go to, that store a little bit more energy and really come off the friction, like this max throw pearl. Like I said, I knew that that one was gonna be a little bit cleaner, store more energy, and really come off the friction, so I did have to move left and throw it a little bit further right, but that wasn't a bad shape. I think that I'm on to the right idea of what this pattern's telling me. So I knew that I could move left with something weaker, throw it further right, see it change directions harder down lane than my hypervenom, and it looked pretty good. So understanding why you're leaving certain pins can help you dictate, you know, which balls to throw and in which parts of the lane to be in. So we've got to pay attention to more than just our score, but what the pins are actually telling us in order to improve our score.